let's talk about zero trust, why zero trust matters, and also why managing your data and your databases with zero trust based practices is a great idea, especially if you're trying to keep your data safe. Now, that's going to start with we need to know what zero trust is. So if I'm just talking about random things, I could be talking about some buzzword, and oftentimes things that are super valuable become marketing buzzwords at some point. But zero trust is not just a marketing buzzword for people to just say that we have this thing or we do this thing. Zero trust actually matters. It is a framework that requires all end users within an organization to be authenticated and validated on a continuous basis in order to receive access to apps and data. That's zero trust. So let's kind of get into what exactly does that mean? Why do we actually care about this? So why zero trust? Let's just set up a high-level illustration real quick. If you have a company, amazing. So great, we have a company, fantastic. And inevitably, we are going to most likely, or at least hopefully, have employees at this company. If we then have, maybe even, let's take it another step further, we have employees. Let's say that we at least have hundreds of employees, just to take it a step further there, just to turn up the heat for hundreds of employees. Why am I emphasizing hundreds of employees? As a company grows, and as if a company's doing well, hopefully that company is going to grow, which means you're going to end up with more employees, more developers, more engineers, and more people accessing the juicy stuff that we have to keep safe, the data, databases. So for the most part, if you're a company and you have lots of data, you are probably storing that data in structures. You're probably warehousing that data in databases, however have you. And zero trust is a means for us to be able to take our hundreds of employees, where every single one of these individuals who's accessing that sensitive data, it could be, something that has health information, credit card information, all this different types of information, right? We already know that you can't just go around sharing credit card information or identity, social security numbers, things like that. We have to be somewhat careful. We have to be somewhat mindful about what we're doing. This stuff actually does matter, whether we want it to matter or not. But if every single one of those employees were using, say, like, for example, a shared account, I'm sure that someone who's watching this has heard of Netflix and probably is either sharing their Netflix account, or someone's sharing their Netflix account with you, or someone who's been doing that, where they're like, oh, hey, let me give you my password. And, oh yeah, let's oh, you can just log in real quick. Well, we can't be treating company data like that. That's terrifying, and let's just no. Let's just not do it. So if you were to Google, what do zero trust architectures look like, and obviously we get like tons of madness, like all kinds of things when you're searching for things. So be a little careful whenever you're searching for things. You get like the full buffet of concepts here, but I want to lean on some very specific things. If you look on the little diagram on the far right hand side here, we have identity management on the right, and then we have what it says SIM capabilities. For those who don't know what SIM capabilities are, that's continuous monitoring, right? So everything in our theme here makes sure that we have monitoring on things, and then we have identity access management so that we know who's accessing what, when, and from where, ideally. And it doesn't really matter how we draw those diagrams or how we make those flows look. The most important takeaway there is that we have to have just a general idea